Hey, Dustin, I want to talk about Gatlinburg ahead of Apex here.
Okay, do it.
So I recently went to Gatlinburg for the first and probably financially last time. But I went up with my daughter's school. They were doing, there was a band trip and a lot of bands were there. It was the something music festival. I don't know, something, it had a name. And it was in Gatlinburg in late April. And so it was expensive. I remember like they were like passing out the things. I was like, hey, the band takes a trip every year. Like last year we went to a Universal in Orlando and everything. And I was like, oh, cool. And it's like, we're trying. So like this year it's Gatlinburg and they show the prices. And I was like, God. But I jumped at the chance to do something one-on-one with my daughter. And I looked at non-band trip prices for Gatlinburg. And I quickly deduced this is a bargain. Mm-hmm. I went, we rode, we got to get to the school like 5 o'clock in the morning on the Thursday. We rode this bus all the way up to Gatlinburg. And we're there in Gatlinburg for the evening. And then the next day is the competition, which is at like 10 o'clock in the morning. They play for like 15 minutes and that was it. And then so then after that, like we shoved off to like right up the road, it seemed, from downtown Gatlinburg is like the entrance to the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. And so we got to kind of go through the mountains there. We had a tour guide with us, a very Tennessee, like fun little like jacket, funny hat, like,
tourist town, Tennessee.
Tar Nation kind of a guy.
Yeah. Welcome to Gatlinburg, Tennessee.
It's the wildest ride in the wilderness.
But watch out for those bears.
Well, I did see a bear the first night.
You?
Like, yeah, I was coming back from dinner and I was, the thing goes across like this little bridge over a creek to go back to our hotel. And so I was just like, oh, look at those geese. And I like out of the corner of my eye, I was like, what? And it's just a bear.
There's a bear mauling a goose,
eating a person. But he's just like kind of walking along, and I was like, "Holy shit, a bear!" Because I've never, aside from like zoos, I've never seen a bear in person before.
Oh, sure.
And so I was just like, "Oh, okay," because I'd heard there's bears. People see black bears in Gatlinburg all the time.
Yep. You got to keep your trash contained.
Yeah, and they're around because tourists feed them, and you're not supposed to. And I found out later, after I saw that bear, that week there had been like 7 bear attacks in Gatlinburg.
Has nobody seen The Revenant?
These are black bears, like they're borderline harmless. I say borderline. They are not harmless, but like they are not like these are the
they're
bears.
Not aggressive.
These are the bears you can kind of like, you can kind of like stand up to and like scream at, and it'll work. You can't do that to a grizzly bear. They'll just laugh at you and rip your balls off.
I'll have your throat now.
And so I told everybody, and I guess no one had heard it because they all had very grim expressions. But I was telling them like the whole like, did you know like the bear rhymes? Like, what if it's brown, lay down? If it's black, fight back. And if it's white, good night.
I've never heard that, but okay, cool.
Jesus Christ! I was like, well, it's true.
I've heard the with the snakes, it's like red and yellow, you're a dead fellow.
Oh.
If red touches black, you're okay, Jack. If red touches yellow, you're a dead fellow.
Interesting. Anyway, so I filmed the bear, and so we did the whole thing. We hiked part of the Appalachian Trail, it's like 400 feet of it. Got on off the bus, and then it was just nice because as you went up the mountains, it got colder and colder, and I was like, oh, finally. That was fun. And then the next day we got up and we drove to, just over to Pigeon Forge to go to Dollywood, where it rained all day. All day it rained. And so a lot of the rides kept going down for maintenance and stuff, but it was still really fun. Yep. And so then we go to Dollywood, we drive nearby to another town and we eat at this place. I can't remember any of the names of the places, but like the Applewood something, it's some kind of like apple something is part of the name. And of course, like they have like this spread out for us already that we had arranged for. So we got there and it's like, here's some apple cider. It was fucking good. Was it at the Apple Barn? Applewood Farmhouse.
Okay, sweet.
And so we had apple cider, very good. And then I thought it was just like a there was like a basket full of powdered sugar. And I was just like, oh, hey, these are beignets, guys. They're not fucking beignets. They're apple fritter.
Apple fritters, man.
And the little tray next to it was apple butter. And I ate like 6 of them.
They're so good.
And then there's like, here's the food. So it's like, okay, I'll get the grilled chicken and stuff. And then like by the time the food came, like my tummy hurt because I eaten too much apple fritter. And so I just boxed up my food. I like ate the mashed potatoes and green beans and I put all the chicken in a box. And then the second serving apple fritter in my box. And so because after the restaurant, we're going to get on the bus and drive home overnight. So we were going to be sleeping on this bus. So we get on the bus after all of this. And of course we're all soaked and we're talking about how like, we're going to go to Buc-ee's so they can fill up the bus. And we're on the way to Buc-ee's and the students have been told not to. And most of the adults are at like the front of the bus. And so I'm kind of like in the 6th or 7th row and the bus starts to smell. People have begun taking their shoes off.
Oh no.
And it smells so bad that the woman next to me, who is a nurse, adults are like covering their noses with their shirts. And she's like, I think I'm about to throw up. Like it's so bad. And I'm looking at Amelia and I'm like, I can't smell that. Is there something happening? And she was like, and she was like, you don't want to, but like we'd stop the bus and then like the air from the back would like push up to the front. And then I was like, oh wait, now I smell it. And so they're telling me like, put your shoes back on, please. And so, cause there'd been a whole plan, like, let's get them to change, they can change out their wet clothes at the restaurant. And then all of us were like, that's a terrible idea. Like there's nowhere to do it. That would take forever. And so it's like, just change at Buc-ee's. And so we're on the way to Buc-ee's and I'm like telling the woman next to me, like how many miles is left. It's like, like 8 more minutes. She's like, oh. And, we get to Buc-ee's and we all just like, but all the other tour buses who did that, because there's buses from all over the country. There was a group from Chicago in our hotel. And so like there's a ton of buses at Buc-ee's doing the same thing we are. A lot of them also went to Dollywood that day. And so like we're all just doing the same thing. So they're all up in the bath. So we're waiting in line in bathrooms so we can just change out of our wet clothes. And so like I'm changing out my wet clothes and I only had the one pair of shoes. And then I was like, oh God, I've got wet shoes. And so then I take my shoes off in Buc-ee's and I run over to the flip-flops. Like there's a ton of flip-flops missing because everyone's doing the same thing. Like, let's get new shoes. And so I grabbed a pair of slippers for myself and Amelia. So now I have like a pair of Buc-ee's house slippers that I own. And on the way out, I was like, oh, that's a cool blanket. And I grabbed a blanket too. Because I didn't have a blanket but I didn't really prepare well.
Sure.
And so I've got dry clothes on. I've got nice snug shoes. I've got a blanket. And so once we're all back on the bus, everyone bagged up their shoes and put them under the bus with the luggage so that we could have nice breathable air. Yep. And then we just start driving. And after a couple hours, people just start going to sleep. I can't sleep in these seats. I can sleep on a bus, but there was always the feeling of falling. Oh, and sure. I finally just gave up and like crawled down onto the floor and curled up. Yeah. And then I slept for like 4 fucking hours. Like I woke up and we were at a rest stop, like below Birmingham. And I was like, oh my God, like we were like 2 hours from home. Yeah. We were below Montgomery. And I was like, hell yeah. Nice. So yeah. And then we got home at like 5 o'clock in the morning on Sunday. And so I went home, fed the cat, I pulled the shades, and then I just crashed into bed. And it was really fun. I have only been up to that area of the country as an adult like once before. Alabama is a very forested state. So it's not like I went up there and was like, look at the trees. Right. Sure. For me, it was look at the mountains, look at the topography. I just liked seeing variety of landscape. Sure. Bigness of river, bigness of rock. Like when I drive into Georgia, like as soon as I cross the state line, the first thing I'm thinking is, oh shit, look at those big rocks.
You become a Neanderthal.
Yeah. Look at rock.
Look at rock.
Such a big rock. So good river. Yeah, but like it's just that kind of stuff does it for me. So fun stuff. I mean, Gatlinburg is cool. It's definitely, you've been, right? Yeah. So Gatlinburg it's touristy. So it's like, if you're
there's a markup on everything.
There's a reason that they, like we're going down the sky park lift And Amelia's looking and she's like, oh, it's just really different looking than downtown Mobile. And I was like, because this town was created as a tourist attraction.
Yes.
Like this wasn't there is no historic Gatlinburg, Tennessee. Like Mobile is an old city in a port. Like most of the buildings down there are like original or historic or have like there's history. Same with New Orleans and Savannah. Like those cities have history, and like Gatlinburg is beautiful, but it's a tourist town. There's a fucking Johnny Rockets there. There's a Starbucks there. I saw two different MAGA Trump stores. Yeah, I'm walking through Gatlinburg, and it was like the least naturey thing. Like unironically, I was like in Gatlinburg. Like, I turned around. I'm looking for somewhere to eat, and I turn around. There's like a life size cutout of JD Vance just staring like in the window. I was like, Jesus Christ,
scarier than the bear.
It was interesting. So there is a reason why when people want the real like Tennessee experience, they go stay in Pigeon Forge where all the cabins are, you know. Yeah. But if you're gonna stay in Gatlinburg, and if you're not gonna spend a whole lot of time in your hotel, because why would you? You know, you can go to the whatever. And I'm just thinking of the Airbnb cabins, up on the hill in Pigeon Forge that are away from people. You know. Yep. So
that's where we went for our honeymoon.
Okay.
And it's a lot of fun. It snowed and it was really nice in the mountains. Yeah, it was cool.
When I was in Asheville, we didn't get snow. It was December, but I don't think it was snow. Was it snowing? I can't believe I can't remember this. I don't recall snow.
You probably would remember if you saw it.
I just recall cold. It was unseasonably warm. And to the point where they're like, well, normally the bears are not out, but they might be because it's warm. Because I remember worrying about bears. Yeah. And our cabin was like at the top of this driveway, close, like no houses up the mountain beyond us. And so I was like, well, fuck, if anyone's going to see bears, it's going to be us.
It's going to be us. Yeah. Yeah. That's right.
Yeah. I'd like to be there when it snows. I bet it's cool. So good trip. I'm glad I did it. I'm going to spend a couple years paying for it, but it was cool. A lot of good memories. Glad I went, and just great to be out in nature, just walking along those trails. These are really great kids, and there were no problems, no fuckery or anything. But you're just listening to them like talk to each other, and like having no fucking idea what they're talking about. And you know, there was this one kid, I won't say his name. He's not listening to the podcast, but I'm not going to shame him. But this one kid pooped on the bus. And oh man, we were late leaving to the competition because the bus driver was like still like cleaning out the tanks and all that, and so everyone's like, "Way to go!" You know. And later he just walks up and starts talking to me. I was just like, "Hey man!" And then so at certain I'm with him because people are going up this creek while we're on one of the stops for the walks, and so I quickly discovered I was the youngest of the chaperones because all these parents are like in their 40s because everyone who has kids Amelia's age or not my age. Yeah. And, and so I was like, all right, well, I'll just run up the creek. Cause I'm like hopping on rocks and climbing over this fucking dam these beavers made. And I'm just like, I'll go up there and make sure the kids don't get eaten. So I'm the one who's like going to the outer rim of wherever we are, to keep their perimeter on the kids. And so he's up there. And after a beat, I was like, hey, what happened on the bus? Like, why'd you do that? You know? Yeah. And he was like, Chick-fil-A put cheese on my sandwich and I could not get to my pills. And he's like, I'm lactose intolerant. And I was like, oh, all right. And then I felt bad. I was like, oh, well, that explains it. Kid had the poops, you know, he had to poop somewhere. So
he had to eat and then he had to poop.
He turned out to be a really nice, like my favorite of the kids. And I asked my daughter about him because he's actually really nice. And that was my experience. And I saw him again, like the other night at this showcase thing at the school. And then he talked to me about this book he read about the Holocaust and all this horrifying shit that was in it. And I was like,
oh my gosh.
I was like, hey, he's cool. He's a cool guy.
Yeah.
If you're cool enough to poop on the bus and kind of ruin like an hour of everyone's time. Yep. And everyone still likes you. Yep. Hey,
that's right.
It's good stuff.
That's it. That's what everybody works for.
Yes.
Be able to poop in public and no one says a word.
Yeah. Okay. Speaking of the wilderness, this is the Apex episode. And this is a movie that also takes place in the wilderness. Not Gatlinburg, but Australia, mate.
This episode is our apex. If you don't like this one, you won't like any of them. If you didn't like that last joke, if you didn't like that accent, that's as good as it gets.
All right. Anyway, yeah, the Apex episode. Shit. I don't know. You'll see some nature in this. Is it real? Some of it, probably. Some of it, I'm not sure. I really don't know. And it's not the point.
Who knows anymore?
If you're coming to the movies for
Everything's
nature,
the volume.
Something's wrong with your brain. Go outside and enjoy Apex.
Yay.
Sorry, I got lost in thought for a second there. I forgot what I was doing, where I was, and what I was doing.
Say, what is happening?
I don't know.
There's like the longest pause in history.
I'm going to talk about Apex today.
I'm trying to get to Grand Isle Narrows.
You want the easy way or the hard way?
The best way.
Think you can handle it?
Yeah, I think I can handle it.
You made it! It's me from the gas station.
Hey.
You having fun?
Something got into my gear last night and took everything.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's a drastic bummer. You hungry?
Just kind of looking for that gear.
So look, it's very simple. You've got until the very end of this song to get as far away from me as you can. You got the right shoes on? It'll be fine.
Everybody got a target tonight. Everybody come along for the ride. Deadly sharp shooting the game. Gonna hit you in the soul, execution is aim. No time to rest.
What's the matter?
Just do your best.
Do you like danger?
What you hear is not a test. Everything getting harder to find. Everybody jumping out of their mind.
Are you playing a game? Is that what you think we're doing?
Everybody going out of their skin.
Let's do it.
I'm deadly sharp shooting the game. Gonna hit you in the soul, execution is aim.
We make a good team, don't we, eh?
So, Apex is a new movie on Netflix. It dropped on April 24th. So it is directed by Balthazar Kormakur. If that name rings a bell,
It's from the Bible.
I found this out after the fact. It makes a whole lot of sense. He directed, he's an Icelandic director who has directed many things, among them Everest, the movie with Jake Gyllenhaal and Josh Brolin, Jason Clarke about I believe it was based on the John Krakauer book Into Thin Air. Oh. I don't know if it was based on it, actually. Sorry, this is a little bit of a rabbit hole, but no, it's not. But one of the characters, I think it's Michael Kelly, plays John Krakauer in the film, and that climb, the 1996 Mount Everest disaster, is the subject of his book Into Thin Air.
Okay, got it.
Of which that film is not based. So he directed that movie, but more recently
Everest
he directed
cinematic universe over here.
more recently he directed Beast with Idris Elba, that movie about the lion. Which did you see that?
I think so. It was the lion hunting Idris Elba for 90 minutes. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. What'd you think of that?
Yeah, it's fine.
So that's kind of this movie. So this
it's
movie,
dumb, but it's fine.
This movie is directed by him, and it is produced by and starring Charlize Theron, and also we've got Taron Egerton in here, and Eric Bana for a scene. And it's a really basic movie. It's the Wikipedia is classifying it and Beast as the survival action thriller film. Okay. So sure. Balthazar is cornering the market on this because here's this. And it's about a woman who is vacationing while she's in Australia. I'd say vacationing, and we don't know what this woman does for a living or anything, but she's just she's an adrenaline junkie. She's a mountain climber. She likes being outside and likes conquering the elements. And so she is in Australia. And while she is there, essentially, if you were to watch the trailer and you've heard it, I guess, before this review, Taron Egerton is a local man there, and he hunts her, and that's the movie. It is her fleeing from him for 90 minutes.
Okay.
So I saw the trailer and I was just like, it's just one of those things. Look, this movie is not complicated. So like right off the bat, it's one of those perfect little, if Netflix wants to make movies like this, it's kind of fine because Netflix's whole thing is just about comfort watches and like, what do you want to see? Let's be entertained. And it's like, that's fine. Like if you want to make movies like this, and I'm cool with it because it serves its purpose. I knew I wanted to watch it because I like Charlize Theron. I think she's a bad bitch, and I like her in every movie I see her in. She doesn't do a shitty job ever. So I was like, okay, I'm in. Taron Egerton is kind of growing on me. I'm starting to, the more they were doing like those Wolverine rumors with him, I was just like, he's not the right pick. But like the more I see him, I'm like, oh, I like him a lot though.
Yeah.
He'd be great actually. And so now like I really hope he is.
Sure.
He's great. And again, like if you look through like his whole career, it's just like that guy does everything. He sings. He really is like Hugh Jackman's little protege. He's like he's just a very versatile theater actor.
Sure.
And so
Hugh Jack boy,
who in this
it's a sidekick
in this movie, people are saying he's really channeling his James McAvoy a la Split. It's a lot like that, where it's just like this weird kind of unhinged performance.
Sure.
And so he's a very like broad man. She will not so easily be hunted. So that's the movie. When I was trying to figure out which thing I was going to watch, when I watched this, I was like, 90 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And that did
Sweet.
it. Once again, like, take notes, because I tend to assume like a Netflix movie, like they're going to take their dandy ass time because they don't have to worry about theater seating or, or showtimes. And I appreciated that this movie, made for a streamer, expressly paced not to waste my time.
Yeah, totally.
Considering the first scene, which is basically it's not a flashback, but it's disconnected from the rest of the movie. It's her and Eric Bana climbing the troll wall in Norway, this fucking steep cliff, and they're camping on the side of it with like a hanging tent. And I'm just like, I'm sitting here like, this seems so crazy, but like I just knew by virtue of seeing it, like people do this shit.
People do that. Yeah.
People just climb up a mountain and go, I think we're good today. Nail their, secure their tent, and then like take off all their gear and just like nap in it.
Yeah.
And have coffee.
Yeah.
Fucking nuts. People
that whole tent would be shaking.
Like, there's like a wide shot of it, and I'm just sitting, like you can barely see the tent, and I'm just like, that's like the most like human being thing ever. It's like, here's this big, natural, been here for thousands of years, millennia, ice wall, ice mountain, cliff face, and we just climb it.
Yep. Why not?
We just climb up it with our ropes and shit, and we secure a bright yellow tent to it and sleep right on its goddamn face.
Yes. Why not?
It's just a slap in the face. There's no bigger middle finger to nature. Like, I'm gonna sleep on you.
Yeah. Yes.
Anyways, yeah, it's fun. It's not. It's going to deliver on its premise. Stuff happens, and then the movie ends. And it's like, okay, there's no like, what about this? I don't know about that. We could have gone deeper into his character. It's just no. Trust me, he's just a fucked up dude. Just a fucked up dude who does this, who hunts tourists.
Sure.
With a crossbow.
Yep.
And as you'll hear in the trailer, he gives them like the length of one song to run away from him before he starts. And it's like,
what
this
song?
I can't remember the name of it, but it's like the main lyrics are like "Bad Little Boy" or something. And he's like dancing to it, like while she's like running, like,
sure.
Oh my God. Oh, and he's just like, he's like, just kind of like growling a little bit, like psyching himself up to chase her with a weapon.
modern villain tropes.
Yeah. Love it. I like it.
Yep. Why not?
I'd party with that guy if he
wouldn't kill you.
Wouldn't kill me.
Yeah.
The movie contains like, nuggets of statements on like, misogyny and stuff like that. Stuff that kind of textures it, but it's really, it's not making that grand of a statement. I don't think.
Yeah, sure.
So I'm talking about it way more than anyone cares to hear. So that's Apex. I mean, it's simple. It won't waste your time. It doesn't ask a lot of you, and it's going to deliver on tension and spectacle. And again, like Charlize Theron is great. She's really compelling to watch. There's a whole lot of just wordless acting that she's doing here, and for a lot of scenes, like she's carrying it. And there's some scenes where like she's in like real nature, and then some scenes where I'm betting she's probably not really in this environment, but I didn't do that much research, so I don't know. Yep. There's a couple of definitely fake, but really cool extended. Like there's one shot where she like falls down, it's like a 20-second unbroken shot of her like falling down this ravine, grabbing a branch, it snaps. She falls all the way down into this river, avoids a couple of rocks, comes back up and then it's her live action in the end shot. And I'm like, that was stitched together pretty well. Like none of this, like we're going to cut 6 times and it was like, it's not real. It's not all of it's not real, but still like, I just appreciated.
It's clearly well crafted,
so Balthazar may not be shooting for the stars, but he made a solid movie. And I'm not going to tell people that it's
Balthazar may not be following the star to Jesus.
That's Apex. So
nice. Cool.
Simple movie. Keep it simple. Sometimes just keep it simple. Good escapism.
Why not?
Not everything has to be experimental. Not everything has to be high art. It's just solid film, solid entertainment.
That's something that I've been wrestling with lately. And I won't belabor this point, but like the idea that films have to be high art all the time probably is to the detriment of the art form. Like the film offers so much. Some of it can totally be really artistic and thematically poignant and like thought provoking. And some of it can just be escapism, and that's cool too. Yeah. I would argue that the things that are escapism should also be well crafted and, tell a meaningful story that has a beginning, middle, and end and an arc for your characters. But it doesn't have to be like groundbreaking in terms of like its messaging, or it doesn't have to be super persuasive in its ideology. The only thing that a film like has to be is entertaining, and also like if it can be thought provoking, great. But not every film can be. Not every film wants to be. And like so what I've been doing, and this goes back to like if we're talking about Super Mario Galaxy or whatever. We've talked about it with John Wick. Not every movie aims to be The Godfather. Some movies just want to entertain you, and that I think is probably just fine. And so I find myself more open to that these days. Yeah. To just like, well, if the film wasn't trying to do that, then why should I judge it on the merits of like having whether it did it or not? Now, the truth is, like, my issue isn't with the film. My issue could be with the filmmaker. The issue could be with the studio, whatever. Somebody decided along the way to not aim for something greater than they could have. So it is like, lowest common denominator filmmaking. But there's a place for that. And, something like John Wick, sure, it's not telling me anything, novel necessarily, but it is entertaining me in a novel way via its choreography. So in that way, it is succeeding at what it set out to do. Isn't that enough? And I'd say sometimes yes, sometimes no. Sometimes you take something that's rich, thematically rich in terms of its story and like deep and profound, and it gets watered down to nothingness. When it's adapted or even just from screenplay to film, things can get lost. That's a failure. But if the film never tried to give you anything, then is it really that big of a mistake if it doesn't give you anything? I don't know.
It's sort of like being like a B- student on purpose.
Yeah, sure.
It's like I could try harder, but
why?
but why? It's fine. I'll just get a B. And that's cool.
Yeah.
And it's, I sort of admire like we need to make movies for different tiers of the audience. And like, Apex is just for the broad audience. Sometimes like that kind of stuff is sort of what adds texture to the whole mosaic to me. It makes movies that are exceptional stand out more. It itself doesn't really, it's almost like it's more a brick upon which better movies are made. Like, it's like one of those ants in Ants who's making the tower and they start to drown. Where they're holding up the tower. It's like, thanks, right. Apex.
That's the first time anyone's referenced ants in about a decade.
I'm pretty sure it's the first time I've mentioned it on this show.
Yeah, probably.
In 15 years.
That's it. That's it.
I keep thinking of like what do people like Charlize Theron hope to get out of this? Surely if you were to sit with them, they would just be like, it's fun. It was fun. I got to produce something. It was a low lift. Like we're not reinventing the wheel. Like, this isn't Charlize Theron's best movie or anything. It's just an opportunity to make a movie.
To make something interesting and fun.
Just to make something interesting and fun. And like, this is kind of the entertainment side of the business where we're just trying to entertain people, Apex, you will not see Apex in any awards.
I guess you could think about it like this. It's the fast food of movies, right? Like Wendy's could make a really good burger.
Yeah.
And you could knock them and say, well, they should.
Yeah.
But they're trying to make you a burger for $5.
Yes.
And give it to you really fast.
Right.
Maybe cut them some slack on the taste. You know what I mean? It's not going to be gourmet, but at the end of the day, you got what you went there for. It'd be dumb of me to go to Wendy's and go, well, this burger isn't gourmet. I could tell this wasn't handcrafted. Yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
And they weren't trying to pull the wool over my eyes and say that I was.
Like I made my kids hot dogs tonight for dinner.
Sure. Yeah.
That's not a nutritious meal, but I could buy it in bulk. I don't know. But like I did get Nathan's hot dogs. So I didn't get trash, trash wieners. but what I did do was, I got like 28 hot dogs for like $15 and it's going to feed my kids for 3 days.
That's right.
Sometimes you just got to eat a hot dog,
That's right.
Can't have salmon all the time, even though we'd like it.
That's right.
It's not sustainable.
It's not sustainable. And sometimes, you know what? A little bit of hot dog goes a long way.
Just got to eat.
That's right.
That's how I felt. I just wanted to see a movie. And I wanted to see, what it was? I wanted to see a movie that I was pretty sure I wouldn't be disappointed in.
Sure.
I wanted to see a movie that didn't waste my time.
Yeah.
And like so often these days, I'm seeing stuff that like looks cool and I watch it, I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, exactly.
I was wrong again.
Yep.
Yep. Or it's like stupid and then I don't want to finish it. So yeah, to compare it to food, it's a hot dog. It's a hot dog movie.
It's a hot dog movie. There you go.
Okay. Well, that's Apex.
Okay, there you go. I'll have your throat now.
So good, River.